Here we go. Off we go. Right. So I'm going to talk about vibrant emotions for healthy, empowered living. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Those of you who are joining me live, thank you very much. I am going to attempt to record this so I can share it as well. So the intentions in this class are going to teach you how you can use essential oils and other natural solutions to help create amazing emotional wellness. I'm going to show you how to use them in your own home and invite you to work with me if you would like to do what I do and think that you could enjoy it. All my contact details there. We're in the process within our group. So we've got the website up and running, we've got the Facebook group, I'm trying to get to grips with Instagram, and we've got the YouTube channel where we're starting to upload little mini videos on using your oils and what to do with your oils. So there's me. I was introduced to doTERRA when I had an injury on my wrist and arm. It's probably about 6 years ago now. And it was demonstrating yoga really difficult. It was stopping me from doing my Thai yoga massage. So I went to do the aromatouch training with Jeanette. And I then opened up my own wholesale account and started taking part in the loyalty reward system. And 1 month they sent me the deep blue rub for free. And wow, that was just a complete game changer for me. I'll touch a little bit more about that rub if you want to know about it. So now, after years of in my yoga class asking people, how do you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally? I now on a daily basis ask myself, whose needs can I meet today, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially? Because these essential oils have the ability to help people to live healthily, physically, mentally, and emotionally, but also for financially. I want you to just have a little think. Why do healthy emotions matter to you? Perhaps you post in the chat if you want to, what you think, why it's important to you and to people in your family to have healthy emotions. And I'm going to tell you 3 really powerful things about essential oils. They're natural, they're safe, and they're incredibly effective. So essential oils are naturally occurring compounds that are distilled from the plants, from different parts of the plants. It might be from the rind, like with the citrus fruits. It might be from leaves. It might be from the bark, from the sap from the tree. But the naturally occurring compounds that are distilled out of the plants, and they give us lots of health benefits without the side effects that you can get in many medications. One essential oil can contain dozens or even hundreds of naturally occurring constituents that allow it to provide many benefits. And the chemistry of essential oils mean that those naturally occurring constituents, the compounds, can actually pass through the cell membranes into the cells in our body. So I'm going to talk this evening about some of the emotional oils, and doTERRA are really wonderful. They take the guesswork out of doing blends, and this Motivate blend has got a blend of oils in there, citrus oils and mint oils. And rather than us having to know what percentage of mint or citrus, all the guesswork is done for us, and doTERRA produce these ready blended oils that do exactly what it says on the bottle. So this one is the encouraging blend, which is called Motivate, and it's one to use if you need motivating, if you need uplifting. This is the touch version, so it comes in a roller bottle, ready diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and you can just apply it straight onto your pulse points. Now, this one oil can be used hundreds of ways. It's got a really complex chemistry. On an emotional level, it will take you from feeling discouraged to feeling encouraged, to being motivated. The oils that are in there help to detox your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is tied in with your hormones and your hormone system. And this oil will help to lighten depression and heavy emotions. I think it kind of smells like it's got a mint smell. I sort of reminds me of chocolate mint, really. I don't pick up on the citrus quite so well in this one. Now, essential oils are really cost effective. It's pennies per dose. If you think of other kinds of medication, one bottle of essential oil, so a 15 ml bottle of essential oil has 240 drops of oil in it. A drop of peppermint is equal to 7p. Now, you can use peppermint if you've got tension in your head. One drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 peppermint tea bags. So work out the cost value of that. If you think about what you would usually use to help to lift your mood, perhaps you turn to coffee, chocolate, energy drinks, and you think about the cost of that to lift your mood. Whereas if we use the Motivate blend and the Cheer blend, it would be 46p just to have a drop of each of those oils. And over time, you're going to save a lot of money. You're going to have a natural energy and mood boost. So the other one that I mentioned there, Cheer, this is the uplifting blend. I really like to wear this as a perfume. So again, this is the Touch, the diluted roller ball. And this Cheer roller will take you from feeling somber to feeling uplifted. It'll boost energy, light and gloominess and pessimism. It's got clove oil in there, so you can smell the deep spices. And it's got vibrant fruits in as well, so it's a really cheerful, uplifting scent. doTERRA stands out in a crowd. doTERRA are the only brand that I trust with my family because of the purity and the potency, and it really does matter when you're choosing your essential oils. doTERRA are the only essential oils that are certified pure, tested grade, so they're guaranteed for the purity and potency. That's got that CPTG label. Purity means that it's not been adulterated, there's no synthetic agents, and it's not contaminated by any chemicals. The potency means that the oil has got its ideal balance of chemical constituents, because doTERRA ensure that the plants are grown where they come from. They're harvested at the right time, so they produce the optimal plant chemistry. So vetiver is a really good example of this. It takes 18 months for vetiver to fully reach potency, but the farmers that were growing the vetiver needed to harvest it because they needed money, so they weren't leaving it in the ground long enough. doTERRA, by paying a fair wage, guarantee that the plant material is harvested at that point when it's really going to produce optimal chemistry. Now, moving on to the renewing blend, the Forgive blend. So again, in a Touch, diluted. You can get all of these oils as an undiluted oil or in the Touch. I've just focused on the Touches for this presentation. Renewing blend contains many commonly adulterated oils. So a lot of the oils that are in here are often adulterated, and that will come down to being a cost issue. Because to get pure essential oil, it can be quite expensive to grow and produce. So what happens then is the unethical market will adulterate the oil to make it go further. doTERRA guarantee that that doesn't happen with their oils. So the doTERRA standard means that it's got more therapeutic benefit. It is more likely to work for you because it isn't adulterated. The renewing blend can take you from feeling ashamed to feeling renewed. It helps to, on a physical level, can help to improve circulation. On a mental level, it can help to improve critical thinking. It smells, this one, like walking in the woods. It's got some of the wood oils in there, so it's like going out for a walk in the woods. 3 ways that you can use your essential oils aromatically. So the aroma of an essential oil can have an immediate effect on the body and brain chemistry. It's been proven that it just takes a few seconds for the compounds, when they enter the nose, to have a chemical reaction with the olfactory nerve, and then to have an effect in the brain, and actually then trigger the release of hormones. 3 seconds for that to start happening. Have a little think. The last time you peeled an orange or a satsuma or a tangerine, and as you break the rind, you burst the oil sacs, which is what we have in the concentrated form in our bottle. How did you feel when you smelled the oil from the rind? When you smell that citrus, so lemon as well, when you peel the orange, how does it make you feel? You can use your oils aromatically by putting a drop in your hand and just diffusing it out of your hand. You can smell it from the bottle, take the top off the bottle. Well, there's a picture there of the petal diffuser, one of the diffusers that you can get from doTERRA with the kits or on its own. There's lots of diffusers out there. I know all of you on this call have got your own diffuser. So adding your essential oils there means that then it's having an effect emotionally on all the people that actually smell it in the room. So next we've got the console blend, the comforting blend. This is one that I send out to people who are grieving, who have lost someone, because this is a really great oil for supporting somebody who is grieving, helping them to feel comforted. It also helps to balance hormones. So the oils that are in this blend help to balance hormones. It's been shown to alleviate grief, sorrow, and despair. It's got a gentle floral smell with a woodsy undertone. Now this one, along with, I like the cheer to wear as a perfume. I also quite often will wear peace as a perfume. I just love the smell of this one. It takes you from fearful to reassured, helps to improve focus issues and social disorders, helps to relieve worry, fear, irritability, and insecurity. And this one smells like fresh herbs and rich florals. It's a really, really lovely blend piece. I'll often have it in my necklace, although it has been replaced a little bit by Adaptive at the moment. You could also use your oils topically. So we said about diffusing them, but you could put your oils on your skin. So the oils are tiny particles, very quickly absorbed by your skin and distributed through the body. It takes about 20 minutes for your bloodstream to distribute that oil to every cell in your body that needs it. And as I said, because of the chemistry of the constituents that make up the oil, it passes through the cell membranes. So every cell in your body that needs the oil will get it. You could apply them neat, undiluted, or dilute them. I always recommend diluting, but we do use the oils neat in our house. If you dilute them, they last longer, they spread further, and it can be safer if you're not used to using an oil. So what are things that you might use an oil topically for? If you were to think about what would you use an oil topically for? Oops, I've gone one ahead. Let me go back. If anybody wants to unmute themselves or post in the chat there about something that you would possibly use an oil topically for. So I use it for tight, tense neck and shoulders. Currently using it for skin that's irritated, dry and flaky. I've got something flashing and I don't know what to do.
So, Linda, I used Zengest just the other day because I had an upset tummy. Works amazing.
Yeah.
I'd had a really bad tummy all morning. And it took me a couple of hours, and then I thought, why don't I use my Zengest?
Yeah.
So I've got it in the touch, in the rollerball.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used it just on my abdomen. It was great. I've applied it a couple of times over maybe an hour or two, and I've not been in trouble with my stomach since.
Yeah, that's great, Elaine. And this is the thing is, so you can apply them topically to the place where you know that you need them. So there, if your tummy's upset, you would apply it onto the tummy. If you've got an ache in a certain area, you'd apply it to the ache. But the really great thing about your body is your body will take the oil where it needs to be. They say if you're not sure where to put them on the sole of the feet, and it will take it. Did anybody else want to share anything? I was just, let's go. So, oh, Irene, this is the one that I was joking that I could put on your bracelet. Passion. This is the one for getting the libido going. So the passion blend, it's got patchouli in it. So it's actually not one of my favorite blends because I'm not big, but it takes you from discontented to inspired, stimulates the libido and the passion, uplifts feelings of boredom and apathy. So it isn't just a bedroom oil for the libido and passion, but it also helps to ignite if you've lost your passion for life or for doing something. This one's got the smell of spice, passion, and vanilla. I know some people love this as a perfume. It's not one of my favorites. Now, we can also use the oils internally. So I've actually been using the one that Elaine was talking about there, the Zengest. Today I feel like I've got a hangover. There's no other way to describe it. And this is one of the long COVID symptoms that I have. So I'm kind of feeling kind of hungover, sickly, nauseous, a little bit like morning sickness as well, really. So I've actually been using the Zengest, just sipping it in water and putting drops in my mouth. What I will say is don't use any essential oil internally. You need to check that it is one that is labeled with an I from doTERRA, so it's I for internal. But you also need to ensure that any oil that you are using internally has got that CPTG label. It's certified pure tested grade, so it is pure and it's potent. A true essential oil can be used internally in moderation. Okay, so that's the other thing we need to think about is once we jump on board with the oils, it can be really exciting to start using them and adding them to everything. But we do need to think about over a 24-hour period just how many drops of oil we are taking internally. And there are guidelines on the website about that. So how do we take the oils internally? You could add them to a glass of water. You can add them into a veggie capsule, and then you swallow that veggie capsule like you would swallow any other pill or capsule. You can add them to your smoothies. You can add them to food. Speaking of food, our diets, even if we have a really healthy diet, due to the quality of the soil and the environment that we have, our fruit and vegetables that we eat can be lacking in vitamins and minerals. And doTERRA's best selling product is the Lifelong Vitality. Now, these supplements boost your energy, reduce pain and inflammation, balance your mood and your hormones, and can help to fortify your immune system. Absolutely amazing vitality supplements. So there are natural solutions for healthy, happy emotions. So there we go. There's some of the things I've gone through. Here we've got the motivate, the cheer, the passion, the supplements, the forgive, the console, and the peace. I want to come to this. So this month you can get the Adaptive 15 ml free. Now Adaptive comes as a 15 ml undiluted blend, or you can get it as the Touch diluted with coconut oil. This is just wonderful. I'm using this on a daily basis because the benefits I shared on Friday night and I shared on Monday. The things that this blend can help with, it calms stress and anxious feelings. It helps to regulate emotional patterns. It is ideal for anxiety. Oh, this is spelled, let me say that, isn't it? PTSD, hyperactivity, bipolar, and other mood disorders. There were studies done, clinical studies done with this oil. I'm going to share some testimonies. And in fact, Amy, I think you had. So I'm going to share these testimonies with you, and then I'm going to ask Amy to unmute herself. And I know Amy uses this. I'm loving the Adaptive line of products. They help keep me calm in stressful situations, help with my depressive thoughts. This stuff is awesome. My son was having trouble focusing at school. They wanted to put him on medications. I got him the roller. His grades went up. His conduct went to excellent. I diffuse adaptive in my car when dropping my son off at school for extra focus boost. It's a game changer. I have anxiety when going shopping. Grocery stores are the worst for me. I put the adaptive on in the car before I enter, breathe it in a few times, and I'm a much better person. I can tackle my shopping. Adaptive changed everything for me. I have it all, pills, rollers, and drops. We don't have the adaptive capsules here. You can't just put the adaptive oil in a capsule. Although what I'm going to share with you in the group this week, I've made a blend up using the oils that are in the adaptive, the ones that you can take internally. I made a blend up from my water and it was really nice. I use adaptive to stay calm when people are trying to get me to lose my temper and say things that I can't. I use it to keep my room calm so everyone around me stays mellow along with me. So that she uses the pills to battle anxiety and temper, but just using the oil on your skin or in your diffuser works. Before adaptive, I was having panic attacks just thinking about going to work each day. Because my general manager is so nasty. We've had over 80 people quit because of her. Now I use adaptive each day, no more panic attacks, even though the general manager's still there. Better sleep, diffusing it all in the bedrooms. Everyone wakes up well rested, in a great mood, ready to face the day. Amy, do you want to just unmute yourself? Because this is one that you use, isn't it?
Hi, yeah, I love adaptive. It's my go-to oil now. I absolutely love it. It's I suffer from quite a lot of anxiety, just like going out the house, anything really, and I just put it in my diffuser necklace and put it on my wrist, have it in like a touch rollerball thing.
Yeah.
I just apply it and I feel like all that tension and anxiety and like the stress feelings just go whenever I have it on.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Amy. Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, I've got, if this works, I've shared this link. Let's see if this works.
Linda, we're not hearing it. Okay, we seem to have a bit of a technical glitch.
Circumstance.
Linda?
Yeah.
We're not hearing or seeing anything.
Sorry?
We're
Does it not
hearing or seeing. No.
All right, okay, I'll stop that. Let me.
Thank you.
I was trying to check on my other device to see if it was working. Let me. I've tried to find another way to put a video in. Right, what's the best way to get these oils into your home? So, what we were thinking about at the beginning about what would help, why emotional health would, having good emotional health would help you. This is how you do it. So now I've done this as starter kits, but these kits actually are available to you. Those of you who've already got your wholesale account, the price will be different because I've included membership in there. So you can buy all the touches individually, the 10 ml touches individually, or you can buy them as a kit. If you buy them as the kit, you get an extra 10% off them. Now, I think it's about £101 for all of those ones together, because the price that I've put on there is including a membership. And then I put together a little kit for people with the touch adaptive and the lifelong vitality. So that comes to around £200. Now, with that one though, this month you would get the copaiba and the adaptive free, because any order over 200 PV has got the copaiba and adaptive free. So this is about the LRP, getting your rewards and your free product. But I want to just talk to you. So this month, these two oils together, adaptive and copaiba, have got a retail value of just over £100, but you can get them completely free with your order. And so I wanted to talk about copaiba. So I've done a lot of reading and watching and research on this. So I've tried to simplify it, make it as simple as I can with my current brain fog, which copaiba is helping with. So we have in our bodies, we have the endocannabinoid system. And we have two types of receptors, CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors. The CB1 receptor, that's the brain and the central nervous system. And then the CB2 receptors are responsible for the endocrine system, so that's our hormones, and our immune system. Okay, so this is the endocannabinoid system. Plants, now you have to remember that our DNA and plants' DNA is very similar. Okay, we are a natural organism, and plants are a natural organism, and the DNA and the chemistry makeup between us and plants is very similar, which is why the plant medicine, the essential oils, work so well for us, as opposed to synthetically produced drugs. Now, there are three types of cannabinoids that can be derived from plants. There's cannabidiol, which you will see shortened to CBD, and you will perhaps see this advertised as CBD oil. Then there's tetrahydrocannabinol, THC. And then there's beta-caryophyllene, BCP. The CBD, the cannabidiol, is present in low quantities or not at all, and it doesn't act directly on any of those CB receptors. So if we go back, so looking at these two types of receptors, CB1, CB2, that affect the brain, the central nervous system, the endocrine system, the immune system. The CBD oil doesn't act directly on either of those receptors. The THC interacts with both of them, but it stimulates psychoactive effects. So this is your cannabis resin, and that people who smoke and take cannabis resin, this oil containing THCs is a real regulatory and legal challenge, because it does stimulate the psychoactive effects. Whereas we then have the BCP, which doesn't react with the CB1. It has the same benefits as the other cannabinoids, and it reacts directly on the CB2. Not worry too much about this. Let's look at this next slide. If we look at CBD oil, okay, it's an isolated molecule. It has indirect receptor activation. It's an inconsistent dosage. It's a real challenge to regulate, and there isn't a standardization for it. So you never know exactly what you're getting, what potency, what purity. Now, we know with doTERRA, because of doTERRA's certified pure tested grade, everything that they produce goes through that system. So we know that in that bottle of copaiba, we've got the complete plant chemistry that gives us the direct activity on the receptors. So it works directly with the receptors, and we know that we're getting reasonable, consistent dosing. Your CBD oil, okay, has got 0% to 8% of the CBD. So I need to go back to the previous slide, possibly. Let's go back. Maybe put these alongside each other. Here we go. Oh, let's go back. So we've got our CBD and our BCP. Copaiba is 50 to 70% BCP. Your CBD oil is 0 to 8% of CBD. So this has got a much, copaiba has got a much higher concentration and works on the receptors directly. And if you actually look at the price, that's in dollars, but it just gives you the comparison price wise. Now, this is research. This is the dosage amounts that are needed to reduce discomfort, to create a healthy inflammation with digestion, to help to elevate mood, to reduce sadness and anxious feelings, or to help to promote healthy glycoprotein levels in the blood. So there is a lot of research online on PubMed for copaiba and for cannabinoids. Now, doTERRA's copaiba, 1 drop is equal to 45 milligrams. Now, this here shows us what level of dosage we need to get reduced discomfort. So it's 5 milligrams will help to reduce discomfort in the body. Well, 1 drop of copaiba gives you 9 times that. If you're looking to have a healthy inflammatory response with regard to your digestive system, you're getting almost twice what the research dosage amounts to have that effect is in 1 drop. And we're almost at elevated mood. 1 drop is, we're almost there. So 2 drops, 3 drops. Does that all make sense? In the bottle of copaiba, it comes from 4 different species. So there's the full fancy Latin name for those of you who are plant minded. So we get the blend of them so that we get the highest potency. We're not just relying on one. So there we are. Copaiba provides liver and antioxidant support, promotes cardiovascular health, sustains a proper immune response, offers healthy digestive support, supports proper neurological function, encourages respiratory function, supports a normal inflammatory response. I just want to just pause on that one there, the inflammatory response. A lot of the disease and medical conditions that we encounter as humans, the root cause is inflammation in the body, and that inflammation can come from the diet or from the environment that we live in. Copaiba is a wonderful oil for helping to support a normal response to any inflammatory triggers. Reduces tissues and neurological excitation. It balancing and uplifting for the mood, and it's also a good skin oil, soothing relief to skin irritations. So you can get that free this month. So I've put it as an enrollment incentive, but you can get that. Those of you with your account, if you over 200 PV this month, you'll get Adaptive and Copaiba. If you do it before the 15th, you'll also get the Lavender Touch free as well. And that was for people enrolling. Let me